Hi, I'm Eric.
And I'm Dick. We're the Annuity guys.
You think we're going to get in trouble with the topic today, Dick?
Well, Eric, there's a little pun intended there. We're talking about, folks, about saving your assets or your proverbial rear end.
That's right. And the reason that the topic came up is because it's kind of forefront in the news right now, looking at what's going on around the country.
Well, Detroit's what got us going.
Yeah,
the ruling.
Detroit and Illinois, because
we're falling apart. Yeah, in Illinois.
We're here. We're real close to home here with pension reform. Reform meaning we're going to take some of your benefits.
Take some of what we promised you back, and that ruling in Detroit by the judge just recently said, in essence, folks, you're out of luck.
Yeah, your pension benefits may not be what was guaranteed. Now they said, what I think he technically said is, the amount we promised you is not guaranteed.
So imagine that. I mean, what does that throw into question, Eric?
Well, and that's, for me, it throws into question what I was promised as a retiree. If I'm guaranteed, or I think I'm guaranteed, a lifetime pension from the company I worked for, the municipality I worked for.
Right.
What does that mean about what's on the table right now as far as guarantees from that side of it? And
exactly.
And it's, as a planner, it's also got me feeling a little bit disconcerted, because when we work with people, a lot of times we start with, well, what are you receiving from Social Security? What are you receiving from pensions?
Right.
And if all these things that we think are guarantees that we're basing future income on are all of a sudden on the table as far as reductions without any consultation of the person getting reduced, then there's a lot of disconcertion going on.
Well, and so many times, folks, you come to Eric and I through the website or when we work with a local client. It's kind of a plan A. How can we establish that income, set it up for that income shortfall or that need in retirement? But more and more, it's becoming about the plan B. And that is, we can't rely on our pensions. We can't rely on our Social Security. Many times, even the private pensions, they're offering the lump sums, the buyouts, and
GM, Ford. We've had a lot of conversations with folks in those areas that have said, hey, I've got a choice of taking this or this. Well, for those guys, I'm a lot more comfortable now, because Ford and GM got out of the pension business. They decided that let's give it to a professional that can manage it, and then the choice is, do you want to take the dollars yourself and manage them, maybe with the assistance of an annuity, or let a real annuity company manage it? So I feel better for those folks now than I did when Ford and GM were managing their own pensions.
When we look at the traditional 401k and IRA and what people are left with to plan their own savings, to plan their future, their retirement, the actual, according to the Dalbar studies and different studies out there, the average investor doesn't fare so well. So to really literally rely on the markets to carry you through retirement, most folks are coming or have come to the conclusion that I can't do that. So what they're doing is they're looking at that fallback position. What can get me through my retirement years? And amazingly, annuities, which have been there for hundreds of years, proven track record, come back to the forefront, and it's like, hey, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I believe is what I need.
Well, and I know the studies are out there that show for the highest degree of success, or the likelihood of success in having enough income in retirement, having an annuity as a piece of that retirement increases that level of success
dramatically. I mean, you go from like a 73 or 75% success rate with the stocks and bonds. I think it was an Ibbotson study that we were looking at a while back, to a 99% success rate. And that means a lot to folks. The thought of being, 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 4 that fails when you've saved these assets all your life, and you have to have them to carry you through.
So we talk about protecting the foundational aspects of income with pension, Social Security, and annuity. Well, it may be reversed now, that we should start talking about what kind of an annuity do you need to have to protect your income in the future, and then we'll add on that pension and Social Security.
Right.
And hope that cost of living still stays in play.
Well, and that does become that plan B. And for many folks that have got plan A in place that will work well if everything holds together, it's what do I do for my plan B? Because I don't know, and we have actually, I've had sat down with clients, and they're like, look, I don't even want to consider Social Security. I don't want to consider this. I want to look at what I can do for myself, and that I'm going to look at as the gravy. Now, we take a more middle-of-the-road view than that, but that Plan B is becoming more and more important. And so, folks, you might be thinking some of those same thoughts, and you're not alone, because it is a real concern.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dick, in summary here, if we're saying, yes, annuities can save our assets,
Yes.
what would we say are the primary reasons why we would rely on annuities?
Well, first of all, Eric, it's safety. They're very, very safe. You can rely on an annuity for future income. Lifetime.
Future lifetime.
Right, because you don't know how long you're going to live,
Right.
and you don't want your money to run out. So for that foundational portion, you can rely on it for the income. And the aspect of safely growing assets and protecting them along the way with the Plan B in place to protect. So I believe that annuities really do give us that position to protect us and literally save our rears.
Yeah. Saving those assets, safety guarantees lifetime income.
Thank you.